right, 6 minutes gone past the hour of 7 on the AM side. This beautiful but cold Friday morning. Regardless, thank God it's Friday. It is the weekend. And today in the nation's capital, showers of blessings already, welcomed us to a new day. I don't know about other states, across the federation, but here it's been, showers of blessings. I don't know, maybe the downpour was quite heavy, in some areas, but on my way to the office, it was actually drizzling, and I don't know if it's going to, intensify with time. But whatever it is, for those who are actually gearing up to go to work, please do well to step out with your umbrellas, do well to step out with your raincoats, your rain boots, and a bottle of a flask of something hot, hot tea, hot water, hot liquid, you know what I'm talking about. And this is not a time to reveal skin, if you know what I mean. So go out there prepared. All right. Today is Friday, the 10th day in the month of October 2025. And you know what? It is 10/10/2025. Does that make any sense? 10/10/2025. It is the 10th day in the month of October, and this is the 10th month of the year in the year 2025. Think about that. I trust you all slept and woke up well this beautiful Friday morning. My name is Omo Efepiso Semere, welcoming you on board. This is the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show. All right, and a lot is packed for your listening pleasure as always. We started off with the news a couple of minutes back, and this hour we're going to be looking at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. I would also intimate you on 10 things that you need to know this Friday morning, and of course, you get to call in to share your thoughts. Congratulations are in order for some people, and for others, not. Well, this hour will take us through to the next hour. That is Sport on Eagles Wings with Vicky Vic, the sport minister on radio. All right, where he would be bringing you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sport. And of course, at 9 a.m. this morning, it'll be time for us to talk politics and current affairs. We know what is on the front burner at this point in time. There are overriding events already, but there is something we must talk about. The impunity in our system, the level of corruption embedded in our system is one that has been sparking, reactions, views and counter views, especially looking at an investigation that was conducted by an online newspaper, that is the Premium Times. And it was like an expose. Well, yesterday, I took it upon myself to have, a candid conversation with, someone from the Premium Times, probably from the news department, to just, do a little bit of, make a little bit of inquiry to know how long it took them to unravel this truth behind, this case of certificate forgery. And according to the person I spoke with, it took about 2 years. So that was really a long time to unravel, the truth. But again, it brings to mind a number of questions, truckload of questions. You take a look at the process in which these ministers were appointed, under the President Bola Tinubu-led, administration. They were screened, right? And whose responsibility was it really to look carefully into the background of these nominees before they were appointed as substantive ministers? Is there something missing? Is there a gap? Now, the trust deficit, it keeps widening day by day, but we'll see how we can bridge it, really. So at the 9 o'clock hour, these are the issues we're going to be, highlighting or addressing on Eagles Outlook today. And I would be joined by an anti-corruption activist and also the IPAC, the CUPP, rather, the Coalition of United Political Parties national, secretary, and he was once, the IPAC chair. Anyway, High Chief Peter Ame, he will be joining me at the 9 o'clock hour this morning to talk about this extensively. Now, that will take us through to the 10 o'clock hour, and it'll be time for the general open banter, what was formerly the midday extra. And it's always a jolly ride. It is my tradition not to let you in on what the topic of discussion would be. I hope that I'm able to keep you on the edges of your seat up until until that time. And then, of course, at 11 o'clock, we get to look at the city of Abuja. I mean, there are still concerns brewing from different quarters with regards to insecurity in the nation's capital. But here is one good news that I think, would actually gladden your heart and maybe, put a smile on your face. All right. Knowing that, the killers of Arise TV presenter Somtochukwu Maduagu, they've been arrested, 12 suspects, and according to reports, they've all, confirmed and also confessed, to carrying out, that heinous, crime. So we're going to be looking at that amongst other, security concerns, bedeviling the nation's capital at the 11 o'clock hour. Now, all of these will be accompanied with the best of music up until 12 noon, and I will be handing over to my colleagues Udwag, Daniel and Cassie. They will take you through the Sunnyside show later today. That being said, I'll just quickly greet you in your local dialect. I mean, Inakwana, Ekaro, Otutuoma, Amesiere, Olodudu, Agife, and Ndeve. Ite, Emamuriakeo, on a good morning. You all are welcome on board. Now, we are live on YouTube and Facebook at the moment, so I would like to encourage you to join us across these social media platforms at Eagles FM Abuja, so you can put a face to the voice behind the MIC this morning, and also just take a look at our state-of-the-art studios, just, a sneak peek into our state-of-the-art studios this morning. Now, that being said, today is such a remarkable day because this is one thing that a number of people don't take, to heart. They don't take seriously. I know you're probably wondering what today is all about. Now, it is World Mental Health Day. World Mental Health Day. Now, the overall objective of World Mental Health Day is to raise awareness of mental health issues around the world and to mobilize efforts in support of mental health. This day actually provides an opportunity for all stakeholders working on mental health issues to talk about their work and what more needs to be done to make mental health care a reality for people, worldwide. Now, how often do you go to see a psychiatrist, to get your mental health, checked? How often do you have conversations with, therapists? How pause, you reflect, you re-examine yourself, soak everything in, unwind, and come back, rejuvenated, refreshed, and even better. All right. So, World Mental Health Day is today, and here's another opportunity for you to prioritize your mental health. That being said, we'll quickly take a look at 10 things that you need to know. Professor Joash Amupiton as the next refineries in Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna, despite the use of about $18 billion for their rehabilitation in the past 2 decades. The resolution of the House followed the consideration and adoption of a motion moved by on Thursday. Herbert Macaulay and former Federal Capital Territory Minister Major General Maman Vatsa retired following the approval of the National Council of State at its meeting on Thursday. Dead. He was 92, and the family announced the elder statesman's death in a statement on Thursday. May his soul rest in peace. Moving on very quickly, 2 lawmakers from the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Ondo, Honorable Oladiji Oguntudu and Honorable Raymond Oluwatoyin Daudu, have defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). Oguntudo, who represents Akure South Constituency 1, and Daudu, the Deputy Minority Leader representing Akoko Southwest Constituency 1, announced their defection during Thursday's plenary session of the Ondo State House of Assembly in Akure. Away from that one, Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno has signed into law the 69 billion naira supplementary budget passed by the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. According to a statement from the Government House Press Unit on Thursday, the signing took place on Wednesday during the October edition of the State Project Delivery Meeting held at Government House, Uyo. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command on Thursday said its operatives have arrested 12 suspected armed robbers in connection with the violent robbery that led to the death of Arise TV journalist Somtochukwu Christella Maduagu and the security guard Barnabas Danlami at the unique apartment in Gishiri Village, Katampe District, Abuja. Away from that one, Governor Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State has said that the choice of who would succeed him in 2027 rests solely with the people of a state, not with political godfathers or entitlement claims. Makinde said this on Thursday in Ibadan while flagging off the Zonal Stakeholders Consultative Forum and Engagement Meeting on the 2026 budget. Now, the Senate has said that insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria, with wanton killings and massive destruction of property, was not driven by religion, but by geography and circumstance. The Senate has, however, resolved to hold an executive session to deliberate on growing international discussions portraying Nigeria as a country that persecutes Christians. And lastly, the All Progressives Congress APC has disqualified an aspirant in Ekiti State, Engineer Kayode Ojo, from participating in the party's primary election and gubernatorial race in the state. This announcement was made shortly after Kayode Ojo visited the party's secretariat in Ado-Ekiti on Thursday, where he was given no reception. There you have it on 10 things that you need to know this Friday morning. Have I introduced myself? Yes, I actually did introduce myself earlier, but let me reintroduce myself. My name is Omohefe Peace Osemere. You can just add, professor to it, but in practice, this journalism profession is a noble one, and I've been practicing it, for close to a decade. Next year we'll make it a decade, so safe to call me a professor in practice. So do well to address me as Professor Omohefe Peace Osemere, but no pun intended. That being said, let's quickly take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers to see what these national dailies are reporting this morning. And it appears from all indication that they are all comparing, notes or tabs, because I see a name making the rounds across these national dailies this morning. Oh yes, your guess, was right. So I'll just quickly hand down the studio numbers as well, so you can start sending in your voice notes and of course your messages. But when the time is right for us to take voice calls, I would definitely let you know. 09073530044 or 09087668888 are the numbers to call this morning. All right, and for your voice notes and messages, you can start sending them to the WhatsApp portal on 090970544 and 50. To those watching us live on Facebook and YouTube, you can equally leave a comment, and we'll be very glad to acknowledge your thoughts. Remember to stick to the facts. Remember to stick to the headlines we are reviewing this morning. Anything outside those headlines, we're not going to accommodate it. And if you must lay claims, please make sure that those claims can be substantiated. Make sure that those claims can actually be fact-checked. All right? Because the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Now, the big news story on the front page of a Daily Trust newspaper says Amopiton and his records, how he should lead INEC. This is coming from parties, political parties, I suppose. Now, you see his photograph right there, attached to that story, and the details you'll find on the front page, but it continues right on pages 3 and 4. Just go take a look at his track records, his antecedents, and all that you need to know about Amopiton. But of course, congratulations to him. Now, Tinubu pardons Vatsa, Farouk Lawan, others. You find details on page 5. Christopher Olukolade dies at 92. May his soul rest in peace. That one is on page 7. And then Reps probe $18 billion spent on refineries. Reps probe $18 billion spent on refineries. You'll find details of our story on page 17. I'm sure this will be a good read for you because we've had conversations around this over time, especially on our the Eagles Outlook show, where at some point in time I recall asking a very pertinent question. And that question at the time sparked, a lot of reactions. Like, who is benefiting from, the rehabilitation of these, refineries? Who exactly is benefiting from these, monies? Because what exactly is going on? What is the present state of these refineries? But it's a good thing that the reps now, they are now probing $18 billion spent so far on the rehabilitation of these refineries. You find details on page 17 or 12, I beg your pardon. APC disqualifies 2 Ekiti governorship aspirants, dissolves Enugu Exco. You find details on page 13. And then FCT Council withdraws a TV and radio levy. That was really very fast because we saw this news yesterday. But now that levy has been withdrawn. You want to find out? Check page 17 for details. How the new income tax will affect you. How the new income tax will affect you. You should find out also on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And away from Nigeria, but still on the front page of the Daily Trust, Israel, Hamas signed Gaza ceasefire deal. And I see, videos and pictures and circulation of some of these, Palestinians, celebrating like, oh, okay, well, it's a step in the right direction. But you'll find details on page 10 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. I'll leave it there and let's take a look at the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Why I picked Amopiton as INEC chair. This is coming from the president himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's come out to give reasons why he chose Amopiton, why he handpicked him, to be INEC chairman. Now, this has 2 or 3 riders underneath that story. The first one says, Council of State approves his choice. Bill Gates 958 others to get national honors. New police trust fund repeal reenactment coming. All of that on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. And just above the Nigerian Tribune newspaper banner or logo, insecurity in Nigeria not driven by religion. Senate clarifies. Insecurity in Nigeria not driven by religion. Senate clarifies. That's on page 29. We will continue to prioritize citizens' needs in Oyo budget. Makinde talking there. UNICEF, Dawn, Commission, NLC commend government. You find details on page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. And then moving on to page 11, Ekiti governorship primary is the kicker. APC disqualifies Kayode Ojo, sacks Enugu State Working Committee to conduct public hearing for amendment of party constitution. All of that on page 11. Osun local government withheld funds a case adjourned. Osun local government withheld funds case adjourned. This has actually got 2 riders underneath that one. Court extends order freezing bank accounts. Osun AG's council opposes PDP APC joinder applications. That's on page 3. And this one you'll find on page 22 says Tinubu leads tributes as Christopher Kolade dies at 92. His life and times. You'll find all of that on page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And once again, may his soul rest in peace. Amen. Now, APC chieftain Oralusi joins Osun governorship race. That's on page 11. Tinubu pardons Herbert Macaulay, Vatsa, Lawan, grants amnesty to 82 inmates. You find details on page 4. And you see this lone spot story right there. It says World Cup qualifier, Lesotho must fall, says Ekong and Bassi. I'm very sure that Vicky Vic will chew on that, at the top of the hour on Sport on Eagles Wings. So please, be patient with him, all right? And the Guardian newspaper is up next. The big news story right there you'll find on pages 4 and 5, talking about World Mental Health Day. It says 85% unreached as Nigeria buckles under massive care gap. 85% unreached as Nigeria buckles under massive care gap. Now, The photograph backing up this headline is one that speaks over 1 million words. Somehow it breaks down what people are actually faced with at the moment. I mean, from ill health to financial stress to uncertainty, to advanced anxiety, high about recession and many other things. It's a lot. You see why you need to prioritize your mental health. Now, today has already, availed us that opportunity. Another one, I must say, for us to prioritize and start having bold conversations around our mental health. You'll find details of our story anyway on pages 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. All right. And Dawn rules unregulated tuition hikes, a threat to student loan. Details on page 7. New INEC chairman faces pressure to rebuild trust after flawed 2023 elections. All right, you find details on page 6. I'm sure that family members would want to chew on that story this morning. It's okay for you to want to set an agenda for him. It's fine, but you have to do that, within the ambit of civility, if you know what I mean. Now, World Bank report is the key car. Critics say federal government rhetoric contradicts Nigerians' reality. Details on page 6. Osibanjo Odinkalu Ali decry moral decline, canvass legal and political reforms. Details you'd find on page 30. IGP suspends enforcement of tinted glass law pending court hearing. That you'd also find on page 30 this morning. Osun 2026. Oralusi declares bid to contest for Guber polls. Details on page 29. Senate blocks 2026 fiscal plan pending review of past spending. Details on page 3. And court extends order freezing Osun local government withheld bank accounts. Details on page 3. Tinubu and Yaoku mourn the passing of Christopher Kolade. Details on page 7. And I'll just leave it there for the Guardian newspaper this morning. Let's quickly take a look at the Punch newspaper. Amopiton still taking the lead. The big news story here says Amopiton faces tough test as new INEC chair. Opposition warns against partisanship, demands urgent reforms. Tinubu APC defend appointment, urge fairness and credibility. All of that on page 2 this morning. Tinubu pardons Herbert Macaulay, Vatsa, Farouk Lawan, 172 others. You find details of our story on page 30 of the Punch newspaper this morning. National Assembly probes NNPCL over $18 billion refineries spending. That one is on page 28. And then Tinubu clears 959 for national honors. Details on page 2. Moving on to page 7, federal government moves to audit varsities over TET fund grants. All right, and customs seize 1.9 billion naira hard drugs, expired floor at Semeboda. All right. You find details on page 20 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Policeman forgets cap in Ogun student's car after extortion. Should I take that again? A policeman actually forgot his cap in Ogun student's car after extortion. How did that happen? You extorted, the student, monies probably, and you forgot your cap there, or what? What an officer. That's on page 5. Tinubu Osun mourn as Christopher Kolade dies. That's on page 30. Well, police back down on tinted glass enforcement. You find that one on page 28 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And I'll leave it there for the Punch. The Nation newspaper not leading differently. Amopiton's nomination as INEC chairman gets support. Council of State endorses Tinubu's peak, a name to be forwarded for Senate confirmation. All right. You find details on the front page. It continues on page 2, but there's an excerpt to that story. It says the Dawn is eminently qualified to oversee the electoral body. However, expectations from the new INEC boss should be geared towards making the electoral umpire truly independent, apolitical, and be operationally effective as much as possible. That is just an excerpt, from that story. State pardon for Herbert Macaulay, Vatsa, Ogoni leaders, Lawan, others. Federation account deduction for police raised to 1%. All of that on the front page. It continues on page 2. And diplomat, business icon, media mogul Kolade dies at 92. Details on page 3. Work begins at Calabar end of Coastal Highway. Terrain not impediment. Details on page 3. APC NWC disqualifies Kayode Ojo from Ekiti Primary. You find that one on page 2 of the Nation newspaper this morning. Deductions from collections by FIRS, customs, others terminated. All generated funds must go to FAC, says Edun. Details on the front page. It also continues on page 3 of the Nation newspaper, and that's just going to be about the size of the headlines that will be taken across Nigerian newspapers this morning. So do want to grab a copy to get concrete details of the reviewed headlines. All right. Remember that there are good, articles, viewpoints, opinions, or editorials across these national dailies that might also tickle your fancy. So you should have a good read. We'll take a quick break now to go pay these bills. When we return, it'll be time for you to call in to share your 2 cents. On these headlines making the rounds this morning. Do join us again.
What is it that they told you?
Chai, it don't happen oh.
Oga Shike, wetin happen?
Now this my Abuja Home Limited oh. The Ogbonge real estate company where they reliable, where they support small man.
Abuja Home Limited?
Yes so, they don't they sell their out of old title estate land for Karishi for cheap amounts.
Karishi bawo? This our Karishi. Where for Karishi sef?
Just opposite the Navy Phase 2 estate, you could see their land back for their discount pre-lot price. Their 400 square meter plot of land now just 4.9 million naira, while their 200 square meter plot now just 3 million naira only.
Hey, Oga Shike, this na the best deal bros for land wey get correct title document oh.
My brother, as I read my Abuja home office like this, I buy 4 plots at one time. The one wey bust my head finish now say you feel they pay small and then show me their out of full title certificate from Najis. My brother, but hurry oh, now only 37 plots they the estate though.
Morire Oga Shike, abeg give me their number.
Yes, you fit call their number for 0808 8837 426. The number again 0808 8837 426. Abi you fit call this other number 0808 27 23824. The number again 0808 27 23824. Or you fit visit their website for www.myabujahome.com.
Hello, I want to buy land oh. Buy or talking?
Buy yours, I don't show you will. My Abuja Home, live the life.
Abuja, get ready for the move of God as Christ Embassy Abuja Zone 1 invites you to a night of the spiritual tag Nomaticus Night with Pastor Enoch Wama. Date is Friday, 7th November 2025 at Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Time 8 p.m. Don't miss this night of the Spirit, prayer, worship, miracles, impartation of grace, and demonstration of the power of God.
There will be buses in all major bus stops and locations.
For more enquiries, call the number 0704 450 9567 or 0808 825 5790. Get ready. One word from God will change your life forever. Powered by Christ Embassy Abuja Zone 1.
Your number 1 radio experience you can count on. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is the pages. You may want to call it newspaper review, no problem, but it's part of the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show right here on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, your radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day, anywhere. And at this juncture, our studio lines are already open. You can call in to make contributions. Tell us what you make of these headlines making the rounds this morning. I'll just quickly hand down the numbers again for those who are just, joining us. The phone numbers are 09073530044 or 09087668888. The WhatsApp portal number is 090970544 and 50. Remember to turn down the volume of your radio set so we can hear ourselves loudly and clearly. And also, False claims would not be accommodated on here. Stick to the headlines that we have reviewed this morning. All right. I see this one. Hello. Good morning to you.
Good morning. What's my name?
All right. Hello and good morning to you, Abdul. Oops. Abdul, please do well to call back. Do well to call back. All right. Hello and good morning to you, Saminu.
Yeah, very good morning to you.
Right.
Let me be the first to call you Professor Omoife.
In practice.
In practice, by the grace of God.
Thank you very much.
Happy Friday, happy showers, rain, and thank God it's Friday.
Absolutely.
Let me start wishing you a wonderful weekend ahead.
Right.
By the grace of God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me go quickly to the issue of $18 billion NNPC that decided to check. You see, the problem with Nigeria, if I would be correct, what happened to all the previous allegation, corruption, taking out? At the end of the day, what do you hear? I don't need to mention it. You know them. A lot of things have gone wrong. What about this $16 million during the Obasanjo regime about the power project? This country is blessed with everything you think of. In short, Nigeria is too rich to be poor. I just pray one day all these people that have been accused, when they are found guilty, they should be prosecuted and do the needful. What happened to a professor now that just resigned after confessing? What do we lack? I think there should be a total reintroduction of war against indiscipline, because to me, it takes care of everybody's life 24/7. Nigeria is a blessed country. I want to call on all Nigerians, let us come together and see how we can move this country forward. And I want to call on the INEC chairman. I pray he do the needful in order to see that this country move forward. You shouldn't think about whoever selected him to be there. To me, the National Assembly should be the one to select, but be it may be. May God continue to guide our country. Finally, I know we have enemies within and enemies outside this country, and by the grace of God, they will not succeed. Nigeria, I believe that Nigeria will get to the promised land by the grace of God.
Amen.
So I want to advise all Nigerians to please drive, obey the traffic rules and regulations so that we can reduce accidents on our roads. Have a lovely weekend ahead. May God continue to bless our station. My regards to Udua Daniel. Thank you so much. God bless you. We'll give you the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Samino. Our first caller on the show this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Morning.
Yes.
Moses.
Good morning, Moses. Yeah. Good to have you.
Yeah, from Suleja.
Right.
Thank you, Governor. Why should UD just live inside this rain for you to come to the studio this morning?
There's something called division of labor. UD will be here later later today, hopefully by 12 noon.
Yeah, we must acknowledge you as a female, and you relaxing at home, let him come to the studio. But we'll be expecting him later.
Right.
Yeah. The INEC chairman has been appointed, and according to the news, he's a professor in law, you say? Yeah, good. I think this was the application and the recommendation we are giving on this station, that anybody that should be appointed as INEC chairman should be somebody who understood and know the law very well. And I recommended on this station that if after election they wait for judge to evaluate, to recommend and to make sure that the person being sworn in, I think judges also to be in position to be appointed as INEC chairman. So I think it's a good one. But what we are praying for is faithfulness, integrity. Yeah. And again, they shouldn't look at being appointed by the government. If they say INEC is an independent body, I believe that it should be extracted completely. Government should extract their hands from the INEC completely. Allow these people to work. They shouldn't keep them under threat. Yeah. And finally, the good one, which I wish you ring bell for them. If our security did the good thing, you ring bell for them, our sister. The people involved in killing of the Arise TV. It's a good one. When I had this news this morning, I'm very, very happy.
Right.
It gladdens my heart. So what we're expecting now is not just God will work, the Lord will bless them. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much, Moses. I wish you the very same. Thank you. All right, keep the calls coming in on 09073530044 or 09087.
Good morning, my professor.
In practice. Thank you very much.
Yes, this is Dr. Kochak on the line. How is my radio bulletin?
Well, he is fine, thank you.
Except my congratulations was not in the congratulations.
All right.
Thank you. What granted my heart, made me to call the maintenance fee of our refinery. Anyway, that we Nigerians, we are people to be what? To be a child, to be young. All these bombardments that have been going on in the country through corruption, is it not a hard time for us to say no to such a, can I say, political quagmire? Understand me? Now, as these people are verifying how the money has been missing, can they stand on their feet, to prosecute and prosecute these people that are the ones making us not to be happy, eating what belongs to each and every one of us in this country? Corruption has been eating this in the fabric of this society called Nigeria, good people, great people. We don't have any other, natural disaster except what calling so innocently. They are this and that. Whenever they are given a key point position, they are going to change. One philosopher said that, progress is impossible in a place where there's no change, and people who can never change their heart, can never have anything to change in society. Nigeria is suffering. We need the credible leader that is going to lead us to this land.
All right,
Thank
Dr. Prince.
Happy weekend. Thank you.
I wish you the very same. Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my sister.
Good morning, GB.
A professor to be, or a professor already be?
A professor in practice, GB.
Don't worry. By the time I become the president, I'll appoint you next year, man.
Oh, thank you very much. I look forward to that. Right.
That's the last note. Appointed the new next year, man, Amupiton. Amupiton in Yoruba means somebody that is used to tell a story.
Okay.
And I believe it, that's the meaning of Amupiton. Somebody that his life or his action is used to tell a story. That's the meaning in Yoruba. And I believe that at the end of his 10 years or how many years he will spend there, they will use him to tell a good story about INEC.
Okay.
Nevertheless, the last INEC chairman really performed well. I don't want to know what the next year may say. It took INEC to the next level by bringing Bivas and IREF. Bivas eliminated ballot snatching and a lot of things there.
Okay.
And IREF made it that look at any polling unit result is pasted. You can watch it real life. Real time. The one that happened to the federal election, where there was a delay of about 4 or 6 or 7 hours, did not change the result. It did not change the result at all. So, the opposition will say no. It made them to lose. It not made them to lose. Let them bring the hard copy in their polling unit and compare what's on the island. There's any difference there. They want to look for a way to justify their loss. They want to wish him that look, it should be very, very, very disciplined and exert authority in INEC. Before the INEC has those state commissioners, put the chairman himself. The colonel in the state are more that are easily buy over. So it should be that is authority there and allow and bring discipline, sanity to INEC. Okay. And I wish him well.
All right.
And the issue of those who are arrested in the armed robbery of that place, I want to appreciate the police for that good job they have done to arrest those people, and they should make to pay for what make the result of the law. Thank you very much for this time.
Thank you very much, GB, for your contribution this morning on the show. All right, keep the calls coming in, and for those watching us live on YouTube and Facebook, be rest assured that you can leave a comment and would also, share your thoughts on here. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, my dear sister. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Ochanya?
This is Ochanya. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Where are you calling from?
Good morning. I'm calling from Airport Road.
All right.
Congratulations to all Nigerians for our new INEC chairman. Please, I've not been hearing from Elder Onoja, so I just want to find out what is happening. We don't know what is happening, so we have to look for him.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much. Salasti, I agree to Moses. I agree to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ochanya. We're equally concerned that we've not heard from Elder Onoja for a while now, but we just want to believe that he is fine. And if he's listening, Elder Onoja, shout outs to you. But do well to leave a message or reach out, as soon as possible so that, we don't have to be, over worried because, you're a family member, a respected one at that. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning, Professor Omo Efe.
In practice.
In practice, okay.
Good morning to you.
My name is Triple D from Waru.
Absolutely. Good to have you this morning.
Ma.
Right.
Thank you very much. Okay. Ma, on the issue of INEC chairman, if you check around now, you discover that most of the radio stations, including television, everybody is talking about INEC chairman, isn't it? Now, it's left for him to know how sensitive, how important Nigerians are crying for a good electoral system. Nobody is talking about hunger today. There is killing in my state day before yesterday. I'm talking to you. Nobody is talking about that. And we are talking about INEC. Meaning if you do the right thing, it's left between him and his God. If he do anything wrong, it's left between him and God. But they should know, as far as the whole country today calling on him, he should know how sensitive and how God is watching for him to do the right thing in that office. Nigeria will get it right. We are already on the process. Have a wonderful day. Kamasi, I greet you. Elder Onoja, I greet you. Be blessed.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Triple D, for your contribution right there. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. Hajia Omo FD Adeze of Eagle FM 1.
Yes.
This is Otanya. I greet you. I greet my good friend Triple D from Wari. And I greet the listeners and callers of this great radio because I see the time will permit me to greet each and every one of us. I say we are great people. And Eagle, you shall keep soaring higher, higher by the grace of God. I want to start by talking about this INEC chairman. Honestly, I want him to be a man of integrity. As he is coming there as an INEC chairman, he should write his name in gold. Omar, do you remember the returning officer of Abia? They tried that woman for her to change the result, for her to manipulate. That woman vehemently resists and she stands. And I want him to write his name in gold, just like the Electoral Commission of Cote d'Ivoire. Laurent Gbagbo wanted to use the power to muzzle, to change the result. He refused in Ivory Coast. And Gambia, the president of Yahya Jammeh, wanted to use power in order to do that. He resisted and he announced the proper result. Then come to the issue of the NMPC. Somebody called this radio station and was saying that our refinery are working after spending $18 billion and our refinery cannot refine single way. They were importing fuel and dispensing for our refinery, claiming that our refinery are working. And the man blatantly called this radio station and saying our refinery are working. And still up to now, if not be Dangote, Nigeria would have been on his screen by now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, go day.
All right, Salasi, thank you very much for your contribution. Always speaking with so much passion. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister, Professor Princess Adeze Omoefe. This is Samuel from Kuje.
Good to have you, Samuel. Happy Friday.
Good. Happy Friday to you.
Right.
Just to say thank you and your team there for all the wonderful updates that you always give to us. My thing is to the new INEC chairman. He did not fall from heaven. He's a Nigerian. And he knows what is at stake. Let him never allow himself to be toy like toy. Let him do the right thing. He knows the yearning of Nigeria. He should not involve himself after election go to court, let him keep good record so that after life we even honor him. Have a nice day, my sister, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Samuel from Kuje. Thank you for that one. And I see this voice note here. We just have to put a pause to the voice calls. Let's take the contributions we have on the WhatsApp portal. This is probably from Yunusa. Good morning.
Good morning, my kind sister. I remain Yunusa Denten Ibrahim from Abaji. Having listened to the newspaper headlines, Tinubu pardon ex-military officers, if I'm not mistaken, especially Mama Vata and others. Yes, it is a very, very important issue of pardoning them. But the government should also look at it in another way around. They should also seek for forgiveness from the family of the deceased. Because if a particular blood is being killed, lawfully or unlawfully, it can equally serve as a hindrance to the national development. Lastly, the INEC chairman should do the needful. If he has 2 years, let him go back to the market square and get additional 2 years so that he can have 4 years to listen to the masses of this country. Elections should be fair and unbiased. That is what Nigerians want from him. I remain Yunusa Denten Ibrahim. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Yunusa. Hello, good morning, Honorable Edward.
Good morning, Professor Omefe, in practice. My name is Professor Edward from in practice.
All right.
Omefe, I want to congratulate the neighbors and advise him that the future of this country is in his hand. Thank God for Mr. President. That is why I have to also congratulate Mr. President for giving us, in fact, for now, one of the best candidates to spearhead the electoral body in Nigeria. Because in the previous day, all of us were suggesting that it should be someone who will have something to do with law, a lawyer, a judge, or something like that. This one is a professor of law, not in practice. So we believe that he will do the right thing. The future of this country is not in his hand, not even to the president, the governors, the senators, and ministers. It is his hand now. So we wish him the best. From the little I heard about him, he's a good man, and I think he will do better. Me, I was saying, if Mr. President is going to, I said here that if Mr. President is going to appoint even the Yoruba man, it will not come from his own throne. No, the man is from North Central. I think he's the best candidate. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, Honorable Edward, thank you so much for your contribution right there. Turkin Behundu just sent in a message. It says, good morning. If I trust God, you are doing well. Yes, of course. Thank you. It says, new INEC chairman, let's wait and see if he's going to bring something different to the table. After the announcement of election results, tell people to go to court. Announce election results in the middle of the night when Nigerians are sleeping. Changing of governorship election in states. For example, in my state where I stay, APC was losing governorship election in Nasarawa State until RFI came down to Nasarawa State and allegedly changed. Thank God you said allegedly, all right? So that's a very, very strong one there. Changed the result, which shows PDP won. A new INEC chairman must deal with INEC officers who take bribes. Efe, insecurity is getting out of hand in this country. Turkey Mihundu, thank you very much. Morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm Efe. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Baby, bless you. Morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm Efe. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Baby, bless you.
Yesterday, you are not around, Abi.
I was in the studio